You taught me something early on, actually, which was most people have sort of 3 or 4 different experiences. You might not be able to remember it because I know we teach things and then we move on from them. But it was like, well, sometimes you have an experience where, man, you drop in and you're like, you are Yoda, you know, you're the most powerful force user of all time. And then sometimes you're like, man, I'm mentally just, it's going, like you burn off the mental chatter. It's like the mental chatter is really quite active.
Yeah.
And you might feel physical, like unease, and you're like, gosh, sitting down, I just want to move. And that's like burning off the stress of
a lifetime.
A lifetime, yeah. Well, sometimes you just fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely knackered. But one thing that stuck with me that you said, which was, you always get what you need, not what you want when you get out of the way.
Yeah.
Do you think the thing that keeps us not practicing, or I'm not getting anything from this, is we're focused on what we want to get from it?
Could be.
Rather than what we need to get from it.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I keep thinking of assuming that it's the right tool. I mean, there's 100 million different meditation tools. And they are just like cars. Some of them are rusty, difficult to drive, always breaking down. Some of them are sleek, easy, simple. You know, and there's this kind of democratic idea that all things are created equal in this world, and that it's not. You know, the technologies are different. And maybe that's a case of finding the thing that suits you. You know? But it's true. Any true teaching will give you exactly what you need, not necessarily what you want or expect.
So sometimes people are not getting what they want because they haven't found the appropriate practice.
Possibly. And maybe just that, again, that's getting down. I mean, one of my first practices was chewing on a box of raisins. And I did it for a morning and I gave it up because I was horrendously bored. You know, it's like, this is not, you know, maybe if I sat down with someone qualified at the time, they'd be able to talk me through it, my expectations, but it wasn't giving me what I wanted. So maybe that's something there.
I also think this is where the art of coaching and feedback and community comes in.
Yeah.
When you're going on your own, you're left to your own devices, it's easy to second guess and question and try new things, and because you're in your own head. But having that soundboard where you can say, look, I've been doing this, and you say, hey, that's natural, you know, and encourage you to go again the next day. You know, there's got to be an element of support that helps us get something from something, isn't there? Like I know that when I started to learn piano, I started to learn on my own.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was getting better or not, really. I was just practicing. But then when I got lessons and I had someone say, oh no, and that immediate feedback, oh, that's good. Or, you know, you want to put your hand there, or no, this is what this is, and here's some things to practice. Somebody who was used to working with a beginner, my progress was
rapid,
yeah. And could I have done that on my own? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think I'd be playing piano now if I'd have kept doing it on my own. But it's the immediate feedback. We talk about this in flow all the time.
Yeah.
The quicker the feedback, the quicker you can stay on the line, on the path. So if you're doing something and your the time between you doing it and the feedback is way away, you know, like the annual work review, the annual yearly review in performance that most places do.
Yeah.
You know, where you sit down and go, God, we all forgot about what we said you'd do last year.
How was that? Yeah.
How was that? All right, this next year. Like, that is not going to improve performance. Whereas a weekly little slot where we're setting things and adjusting and giving feedback, well done there, could have done that better. Performance just drastically improves. Now, we're always getting feedback when we do things, but I think the trouble is we're not getting external feedback to help us make sense of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it's all, I mean, these spiritual things have always been taught like that, aren't they? They weren't learned through an app or you couldn't download it. It was, you had to go to a qualified teacher, and there was you entered into a kind of relationship or a contract with them. And it was expected for them, you know, the Chinese tradition, in some places you sat on their doorstep for 3 months and swept, you know. You had to show that you really wanted to be there. And now you download it for free, and
Where
yeah,
are we
I'm
missing
with you.
that in the modern world?
Say again?
Where are we missing that? I'm a big believer in this. I've said that a lot with you, but a lot of the philosophers I think, I don't know if this is in my own head, but sometimes I think a lot of the philosophers I write about, I was saying this to someone in my life, I said, I don't think, sounds quite arrogant, I don't think people will appreciate how truly good Unbreakable is until a couple of decades.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things I often talk about, which are important, people don't want to engage with.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to hear it.
Mm.
They don't want to hear that habits are probably not the future of you need upgrades. I know everyone says habits is cool, it's interesting. Instagram's giving me 5,000 habits to do every time I scroll through my reel. I don't think people will truly appreciate, fuck, they were onto something there.
Yeah.
This laid out path, these upgrades.
Sneezy apples.
yeah. Let's get a new fucking producer. But, I do think that, because I know not many people have integrated that. I don't know many in my industry that integrated that. And one thing I talk about a lot is that the trouble is information is so cheap now, it's not valued.
Yeah.
You don't have to earn information anymore. Just go online. There's 500 things you can do for a spiritual practice. Yeah. Who takes that information and uses it more powerfully? The person who's had to sit on their master's doorstep for 3 months. Yeah. And really, are they going to warrant and use that information better than the person who's just got it at their fingertips? I don't think information is anything anymore. I think it's cheap. And anything that's cheap doesn't get taken valued because it's too easy to come by.
Yeah.
And that is our world now. Everything is so easy to come by. We don't value it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we value information, which is why I don't think we act on it. Because there's just more information out there. I'll just get it. Any time it's an alarm bell when someone in a one-to-one capacity, not necessarily a big group, where you're like, okay, you are somebody who's constantly searching. I'm like, if you're going to work with me, you stop searching.
Just do what we do.
We're going to do what we do. Yeah. You stop looking for other answers. Because if you're looking for more answers while we're working together, you're not listening to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Don't confuse yourself that not all information is accurate and relevant to your situation. I'm on another rant.
But it's so true.
But it is. And I just think people don't earn information. They say earn your dopamine on the front. When dopamine comes too quick, it's a problem. And we don't, you've got to earn it in a sense, like put a bit of graft in, get a reward. Wow. But now we're just rewarded by sliding on our phone and going, oh, look, I could just got amazing dopamine here.
Yeah.
And it's the same with information. And I'm just, when I talk about that, people are like, oh, yeah, tell me some stuff to do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, God, I wish you'd hear that. I wish you'd hear what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to earn that information to value it. And you think having information is the answer. It's not. And I don't know why I'm ranting about it, but I know it's relevant.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you go, maybe trying to figure shit out on my own and not having that feedback constantly is actually one of the reasons we don't see anything from our practices.
Yeah.
And the thing is with meditation, it's hard to get feedback. It's not like lifting a weight. You go, oh, boom, that's heavy. There's feedback in
Can't measure it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting stronger. Why? I don't know. I just lifted that weight I couldn't lift. I'm getting stronger. There's the visual feedback in the mirror.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get that in meditation, isn't it?
No. I mean, often it's when people stop doing the practice and then things start getting shaky that they go, oh, I see what I was getting from it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are, if you have the right guidance, there are numerous signposts to what you're doing, but you need the guidance because they're often unexpected. So